offensive player and their best defensive player.
Welcome to the Outback Sports Podcast. We're a few boys down this week, Cons. We're dropping like flies. It's not good. Adam's still yet to recover from his larynx. He's still in studio tonight, but not behind camera. We will be on Snack Watch, though.
Yeah, very much so.
That was the talk of the podcast last week, is what snack is Adam eating next? Because he's had a real weird assortment of things coming in. What did you see last week, mate?
Oh, there's salt and vinegar chips. There was ice cream. There was chocolates. And I've already walked past an empty favourites box tonight. So who knows what's next?
Well, Conzi, it's good to have you back here.
Yes.
Where's he tonight?
He's on some presidential duties, cricket-wise, so we'll let him do that. But yes, good to be back in the studio. I've actually completed the set now tonight. So potted with Adam during the World Cup, potted with the intern Monday night, and now I'm sitting alongside Jamo. So look out.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. You've done that. You're an established member of the program now. There's no doubting that. Question I have here is, how on earth has intern become a president of anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I walked into the Dunstown Cricket Club and he was already the president when I was there. So,
good Lord.
He does a good job, to be fair to him.
He's a good man. We love giving him a bit of stick when he's not on the podcast because he gets a little bit upset. But speaking of intern, he does have a bit of a presence on tonight's program. Unfortunately, he didn't get up in Murph's multi last week. So he sent through his song. So we'll let him take it away.
Cause it's another week, another lost mountain. Lost myself again, and now I'm forced to sing. I'll try hard this week to make you all some cash, yeah. Because of late, my picks have all been fucking trash. Garts had a win, he's in front, now in front. While I drag the chain, yeah, I drag the chain. But I'm not far off him, and winning big for you all.
Not bad from the intern. Not bad.
That is a cracking song there. Look, I will give him his flowers. I wasn't there to hold him back this week in the song, so
Solo vocals.
he's got a good voice on him for sure, intern. So we'll definitely give him that. Well done on the song. Where's some Dallas Cowboys merch in there? I did spot that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that from a diehard Browns fan. But anyway, Chons, before we rip into the program, we have a guest jumping on with us next. All right, well, joining us tonight, Cons, is Brad Cummings, an American football broadcaster, play-by-play announcer, and former coach here in Australia. He's been doing it for 15 years across both the United States and Australia. So massive welcome, Brad. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. I appreciate being able to come on and chat all things sports and football with you guys.
Absolutely love it, mate. So, Brad, you've experienced both football in Australia and America. I guess the question we'd love to ask you is, what actually brought you to move to Australia, and what was it like experiencing football here for the first time?
Yeah, right. What brought me here is the typical story, a beautiful woman. So that was pretty easy. Long story short, I got married a long time ago, lived here for a couple of years, moved back to the States, started a whole family that did that whole thing, and then decided to move back here again. And when I did move back here, I didn't know anybody other than my wife's family and that type of stuff. So I said, what do I love? I love sports. I love football. I had experience coaching, playing in the States and stuff. So, I said, I'm going to dive into the football community, and I did. And when I did, it's just that. It's a community. And so the guys around here originally moved to South Australia. So spent probably 7 years there in SA. And just fell in love with the game over here and the way the guys play it. Because as you guys probably know, if you don't play in college and uni and pro or any of that kind of stuff, then you're done after high school, essentially. So especially when it comes to contact football. I mean, yeah, they've got some semi-pro stuff that you can get into, but with the insurance situation over there, it's just not sustainable. If you get hurt, you're screwed, basically. So it just, the passion that guys played here as in the senior leagues and in the junior leagues, I loved it. And I just loved being around the game. I think it's the best sport in the world, community, that whole thing. And just dove in, and yeah, there's a lot of differences, but it's nothing major or anything like that.
Love it, mate.
Perfect, Brad. So, Conzi here. I'm the fill-in for tonight. The boys are unavailable. I've heard a bit about the Adelaide Hogs.
Yes.
Good side there. So, what made them so successful, mate?
Me? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Not at all. No, they went in spite of me. Yeah, we had a nice run. We had a very, very nice run. I think, I don't even remember how many in a row we won when I was there. At one point, I think we were up to 8. So, and I wasn't there for all 8. They started a couple before I got there, but I think it was their professionalism, to be honest with you. They had a real culture of, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do it right. And you guys know culture wins out everything, over everything. And so the Hogs were just, they didn't necessarily always have the best players. We definitely didn't have the best coaches. I was one of them, but we just had an attitude of, hey, no, we're going to win, and we're going to figure out a way to win. And we were also very fortunate, very blessed to have a really good quarterback. So, and he by and large stayed healthy. One season when he didn't, we still ended up winning it by the skin of our teeth in overtime. But yeah, it was a culture thing.
That's so true. I think it always does come back down to culture. Doesn't matter what sport. When there's a bit of that, you've got that good feeling, got a good juju around the camp. The boys, you sort of know it when you see it.
Yeah.
A question I'd like to ask. We sat down recently with Jaden O'Rourke, who's a tight end at Nevada, and it was so cool hearing a story about an Aussie who's gone through the grassroots programs here, played for 4 or 5 years before going over to college. Is there any talent that you've sort of seen that are coming through currently that you reckon we should keep an eye out on?
Yeah, there is. There's several guys, and there's several guys in the pipeline. So I had the privilege of calling the junior national championships. So, and there was, I'm sworn to secrecy because I can't say names because they probably shouldn't have been playing in that game, but they loved the game so much that because their coaches over in the U.S. said don't play, or you can play, but we'd actually prefer if you didn't. So they kind of played under an alias, so to speak. So there are lots of guys that are making that transition because it's becoming easier and easier, especially with the advent of film. Man, when I was growing up, it was actual film, like real, like you had the hamster pushing the wheels. And anyway, so the guys nowadays, with the advent of the internet and being able to project stuff out there all over the world, the opportunities are a lot more, and scouting's a lot bigger. So these guys over here are getting noticed. And what's cool is the coaching is top quality. Having coached in the States, having coached here, yeah, of course you get guys that don't know what they're doing. But you know what? What I'm impressed by a lot of Aussies is they want to learn, and some of the coaches here are top quality. So I hats off to the quality of the coaches here. So the young guys are getting coached up, and they're putting their stuff out there on film, and the metrics are impressive. And coaches, ball don't lie. So coaches love seeing that, and they'll take a flyer. So I know several guys that are going over, and they're maybe doing the JUCO route, playing junior college over in the States, build up a name, and then who knows, they might get a scholarship to a D2 or potentially a D1 school.
That is one of the most Aussie things I've heard is playing under an alias because you just want to go out there and play. That's actually so good.
Yeah. I was told, do not mention this guy's name, otherwise he'll get in trouble. I'm like, all right, okay.
That's so funny. Hopefully we know him when we see him. We'll know who you're talking about in a couple of years once they're hopefully making a few plays at the highest level over there.
Yeah, you will. And, one cool thing is the Aussies have a lot of Polynesians, and they're just built different, man. They are, just especially up here in Queensland. So they're big. Some of them are just man mountains. So, and at such a young age, and they're athletic. So there is some real ripe opportunities. Jordan Mailata is not going to be the last one that gets over there and is very successful.
Absolutely, mate. Just following on, bit of Australia chat and all the talent coming through. How fast is the game, American football, actually growing in Australia?
Dude, yeah, it's growing. You're seeing the worldwide growth of football, and the thing that is really propelled it and taken it to the next level is flag. And it's very divisive. Some people say, no, that's not real football. And other people like, no, we got to embrace it and that type of stuff. Doesn't matter where you land on, if you're a fan of flag or not, it's promoted the game. It really has. And so with what American Football Australia has done in putting it out there and just trying to partner a little bit with the NFL, and they're trying to get it into schools and that type of thing, it's having a real grassroots effect. And that's the way you're going to grow this game, is if you get it into the schools, into the kids when they're young, because it can be somewhat intimidating to just all of a sudden say, oh, I'm going to slap on some pads and then go hit full force, like running into a wall, except the wall's running back at you. So it is growing significantly. Now, some of the tackle leagues are struggling a little bit, and I feel like they could get some more support from American Football Australia, but that's a separate conversation, and they're doing what they can. That's what also impresses me, is just that Aussies are so just industrious and willing to do whatever it takes to try and field a team, field a league, get it going. And, I've seen that in South Australia. They've been 5 teams, they've been 3 teams, they've been 4 teams in their local leagues, and they struggle a little bit. But you want to look at a model of kind of high quality play. Look at Victoria, look at Queensland, and what they're doing there is just amazing.
So true, mate. Like, I think it is definitely only going to get bigger, especially with the Melbourne game coming to us. I guess for yourself, you've been probably as involved as anyone in growing the game of American football here. Where do you sort of see like this opportunity taking yourself, and what are your goals within the industry as the game continues to expand and grow here?
Yeah, mate, I thank you. You're kind for saying that, and I appreciate that. But I just want to champion the game. So in whatever way, shape, form that takes, I don't. If you get to know me a little bit, I don't have an ego. I'm not big into self-promotion. So my wife sometimes says that I fit the Australian culture way better, and she fits the American culture way better. So I'm not afraid to take the piss out of people, and it doesn't bother me when they do it to me. So from that sense, I feel very Aussie. But my goal is for this game to grow. And I would love, just like what we've talked about, I'd love to see more people here go to the States, play, get involved, that type of thing. And, wherever it goes, it goes. I would love to, I've had the opportunity to, like I said, broadcast some national games. I'd love to do that again. I'd love to, I'd love for there to be like a national league. That's the ultimate. dream. If you could somehow, and there's always there's been sputterings of that. Like I don't know, a decade ago they actually tried to get something off the ground. You know, they had millionaires that were trying to do stuff with it. The timing just wasn't right. The infrastructure wasn't there. That type of thing. So if anybody's out there and they've got a few, you know, couple million they want to do it, can donate to this cause. We can make it happen.
Mate, that is epic. And thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your journey and giving us a good insight. The biggest thing I think I took away from this conversation, Brad, I've never thought of this because I've always wondered why over in the States, why does it always end after college? But the insurance, that was like the biggest light bulb moment. That makes so much sense, I guess. And we're quite lucky here in Australia that we don't have to worry about those sort of things.
Absolutely.
The final thing I'd like to end on, for the Melbourne game, who's your tip? Who have you got winning and by how much?
Oh, good one. You know, okay, so I have to show my bias here a little bit because I'm a Cowboys fan. And I absolutely hate the Niners. So so I can't, it doesn't matter. I just can't root for the Niners. I just can't. So I got to go the Rams. And to be honest with you, if they get Donald back, I think they're going to be sick. It's just going to be, it's not fair. If he even is playing 80% of what he could, I think that team is built to win it all. If they don't win it all, it's going to be a disappointment, the Rams. So I would be taking the Rams in probably, I think it'll still be close. Depends if Shanahan has one eye or two. I don't know. I'd probably say Rams by 10.
I like it. I think I agree with you, Matt, there, mate. It's going to be a sickening feeling having to worry about potentially Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on that same defensive line.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's sick. I'm actually not able to go to the game, which is a bit of a disappointment, but I would love to get down there if I could. I just doesn't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I think it won't be the last game that happens in Australia, that's for sure. So
no.
Hopefully for the next time coming around. But thanks for joining us, Brad. It was awesome chatting to you, mate.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure, and go Cowboys.
Well, that was Brad Cummings from the Australian Gridiron Network. So make sure you jump on there and give him a follow. He's a funny guy, mate.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to tune into his podcast because he has that Aussie humour, that's for sure. Good man. So
Very good listen.
Rightio, let's get into a bit of across the end zone, shall we?
Yeah, nice.
We cross live to three blokes with absolutely zero sources.
Well, Chauncey, we have the first victim of the night from the pantry.
And I would not have guessed this one.
A peppermint tea.
Got to clear the throat somehow, boys.
Speak up, mate. Speak up. I actually can't hate on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a sucker for a peppermint tea, Chauncey.
Oh, can't say the same. I'm not a tea man in general, so not for me.
Even from a man from England, eh?
Yeah, not quite. Just hot chocolate for me.
Hot
Couple of
chocolate?
Marshmallows in there. Perfect.
Can't go wrong. I think it's the most manly thing, owning up to liking a peppermint tea or a hot chockey.
Yeah.
So good stuff there. Well, do you want to kick us off, mate?
Yeah,
Bit of
so
news been going
across
around.
the end zone, let's start off. So we're heading AFL-wise, and Fremantle Dockers superstar sort of come to his own this year. Murphy Reid, absolute star, has extended till 2032. It's not a bad little deal.
That is a big get for the Dockers, hey, from a man that is from Melbourne. How the hell did he slip so much in that draft?
Yeah. Who knows?
Someone told me that apparently he's really good mates with Adam Uze. He came down to sit with him in his house before draft, and they said, look, we're very interested in you. We want to take you. Richmond had 4 picks before Freo had 1 pick. And as soon as Freo on the clock, snaffled him up. And, mate, right now, he is clearly being the best player from that draft class.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Genuine steal. That's the first time I've heard that. That's a genuine stuff up from the Tigers there and Adam Uze. But, yeah, it's been very good. And recently added into the draft fantasy side. So
has he?
Yeah, get me a couple of points, but not too bad.
Keeper league?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you're set to 2032 at least. That's
Oh,
for sure.
yes.
And beyond.
Yes, very good.
How good's that?
Well, moving on from that in the footy realm, round 24 at the MCG this year, bit of history.
Yes.
The first time ever we got ourselves a double header, which kicks off with Richmond versus St Kilda in the daytime, into Hawthorn, your mob, Jamo,
Yeah.
versus the Pies on the night game.
So I'm pretty sure they might be doing this twice. Definitely fact check me if you really want to know the absolute truth of it. But I believe they are doing it around 23 and 24, and I believe it is the first time ever. I tell you what, logistically, there's got to be a lot that goes into that.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting the away change rooms ready and the home ones for that fact. Like, I've definitely the MCG staff are going to be under siege that weekend, but I am eyeing off that matchup because Hawks Pies, that should be a cracking game. Pies are probably going to be playing for finals and Hawks are going to be playing to solidify top 4. Richmond Saints, on the other hand, if you want to see Naz go run his dick off again and have 48 and another 7 goals, that's probably a great game to go watch that one.
Could easily bump that up into the 50s, I reckon, too.
Yeah.
So, gee whiz. And what's going to be the ticket situation? One ticket gets 2 games, or what? What do you reckon's to go there?
Yeah, well, my mate, he's a diehard Saints fan, and obviously I'm a Hawks fan, so we'll probably go to the doubleheader there. There is a bit of a weird 4-hour gap, so I think the first game's at 12:35, and the Hawks played later that night at 7:40. They definitely should do a double up. In saying that, though, Hawks Pies, like, genuinely could be an 80,000. So, again, logistical nightmare. I can't imagine Richmond Real Fair Weather supporters and St Kilda just don't have any supporters. We'll be attracting too much of a big crowd. But good question there, Cons. We'll might have to do a bit more digging and actually come back with some sources on that one.
100%.
Well, moving on to a bit of NFL news, there's been a big lot of extensions going out there. I think it was one of the biggest days of extensions that have happened in a long time. Jalen Carter from the Philly Eagles, he's signed a monster 4-year, $162 million deal. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Does, yeah, it's a big number.
Yeah, we should have been defensive linemen, I think, if we had our time again.
Oh, okay.
$100 million of that guaranteed. So that's a massive re-signing for the Philly Eagles there. Moving on to Adam and Aiden's mob, Denzel Ward has signed the biggest deal for a cornerback. 2 years, $62 million, 52 guaranteed in that one. So another good get for the Browns. I like that they didn't throw a 7. Oh, he's happy. He's happy with that one. He's put his pep tea down for that one. He's given the old double cobra.
Oh.
I'm glad they didn't go ahead and give him a 7-year deal or a 6-year deal like the Browns seem to love tying themselves up with money, but I think that is a great re-signing from there. And another big one, Brian O'Neill, right tackle for the Vikings, has signed a 4-year, $96 million deal. So a lot going on in the extensions there, but probably one of the bigger pieces of news, Aaron Rodgers has come out and said this is definitely his final year in the NFL. So
Definitely.
100%. He said this is the one. He said if it wasn't for Coach McCarthy coming back and for another year, him and his wife had already settled on the decision that he was going to retire. But now with Mike coming back, he's said he's going to give it one more run. They're going to try to do a bit of a last dance situation. Personally, don't love the Steelers, but personally do love Aaron Rodgers and would love to see him come back for one final hurrah. So I wonder if they can make some magic.
Yeah, well, how are they looking? Do you reckon they could? Is there something sneaky going on there for his last season? Or
Look, anything can happen. It's a big league, 32 teams. They've brought in Michael Pittman and a few others. I think they improve on last year. I don't know if it's enough to take them all the way, but fairy tales do happen, so I would love to see it. And last bit of news, bit of an interesting one. The Las Vegas Raiders, who have gone out and splashed cash in this offseason. And one of those signings happened to be Kirk Cousins. He's been a long-time starter in the NFL. Definitely dropped off in years recently. A lot of people throwing the old noodle arm out there.
Yeah.
They named him starter over the number 1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza. So that was a bit of an interesting one. A lot of people thought that Mendoza would come out and start. Personally, I don't mind this, Cons. I think don't throw your number 1 prize pick to the Wolves straight away. Let him earn his spot in his team. Put the experienced 37-year-old Kirk Cousins out there. Let him take the hits. Let him absorb it. Let Fernando sit back there and learn from him. And then halfway through the season, probably after Kirk Cousins throws a 4-pick game, they'll put Fernando straight in there and he will just take him on out for the rest of the year.
So happy for him to start off then?
I think it's smart. I think it's really smart from the Raiders. A lot of people are giving it flack and saying it's an absolute joke and that Fernando's going to come in the second, third game. And that very well might be true because we have seen a lot of NFL teams are quick to jump the gun when it comes to switching around your quarterbacks. But I think this is a smart move. Love it. Well, moving on, we obviously can't do Interns on this week. So we've reshaped it. We've remorphed it. And this week we're bringing you Conzi's Corner.
Yes, so, welcome Conzi's Corner. I've weaseled myself in to my third appearance in the studio, got myself a little segment today, and we're running it back to the round ball game.
Love it,
Football,
mate. I thought that's where you'd go.
So I feel like I'm in my strong suit. Offer not a bad little prediction-wise for the World Cup, I thought.
Mate, you did well. Honestly, we have not spoken about that enough. Your predictions on the World Cup were bloody good, mate.
Yeah, I reckon there was more good than there was bad, but obviously we stick to the good ones.
Yeah, that's it.
Haaland was thereabouts of the Golden Boot, and
they had a one run more. He probably would have taken it.
They did rest him for a game too, which hurt my chances. But and then Norway, Morocco, the smoky team. So
you called him, mate.
So,
you called him. He knows his round ball.
Bloody boy, Connor Metcalf. Too,
you did. You were bang on.
Anyway, so Conzi's Corner. I'm going home to my boys, Manchester United.
Okay. So hard take. What is it?
Guaranteed, based off last year, top 4 again. And I reckon challenge Man City and Arsenal. A little bit of a race for the Premier League.
Okay.
But I'm guaranteed top 4. So I reckon we'll go push third. And everyone's saying, like, how they're going to carry on from last year. Michael Carrick come in mid-season. This season, he's got a full list and brought in some new transfers too, which is very handy. And he sorted out our depth. So the midfield transfers with Tielemans and Santos.
Okay.
That helps with Bruno Fernandes, our superstar, keeps his spot in the 10. So with the depth and all these new transfers and looking at getting a left back and a right back, it'll help with all of the competitions. So the FA Cup and the EFL Cup will be sweet. Going into there, and then that leads on to Champions League.
Okay.
Guaranteed to get through the start of the Champions League, Jamo.
Yeah.
So I reckon we're quarterfinals at minimum.
Ooh, wow. That's a big call.
I'm not going too far. That's just a silly Man United fan if I go a bit further than there. But I reckon Champions League, quarterfinals, top 4. And all the questions are is like, can Michael Carrick do it? Will he do it? All our depth and this and that. Well, the Michael Carrick thing, he's never actually been given the chance to manage with an extra competition. So you can't say he can't do it because he's never had the opportunity. Now he gets that opportunity with the depth and all our signings. I reckon, look out. Man United are coming. We've got many attackers now, plenty of midfield depth. So I reckon that's be Conzi's Corner. So all you Man United supporters out there, I reckon it's looking all right.
Jump in the comments and let us know what you reckon if you are a fan of the round ball. Conzi, I'm not educated enough to either.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Jamo?
Yeah, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be thereabouts. I think Chelsea will obviously take the Champions League this year with our big signings. No, I've got no idea.
Yeah, they aren't even in the Champions League this season.
Okay, there you go. Well, you heard that here first as well. Mate, that is definitely a big call. Now, talk to me. Bruno Fernandes, is he the Argentinian?
No, he's Portugal.
Okay, never mind. I thought he might have been that bloke that was real carrying on and got red carded.
See, he plays for your mob, mate, Chelsea.
Oh, what's his name?
Enzo Fernandez.
Oh, to be fair.
But he's, an absolute flog. That was terrible on it.
Yeah. Bugger him off from Chelsea. Trade him for a few picks, I reckon.
I think there is a rumour that he might be on the go, but not too sure.
Mate, something while we are on the round ball, last time I tuned into soccer, Paul Pogba was one of the household names in the league from France. And I'll be honest with you, I'd just completely forgotten about this bloke. And then I saw a reel today. It was actually on Outback to Football that Derby posted. And I was like, what happened to him? Because he didn't even play for France in the World Cup.
Well, yeah, so obviously, when you would have seen him come, it was through Juventus. That's where he started and made himself big. And then got a big move to our mob, Manchester United. And then throughout that time, come 2018 for France, where he was a massive part where they won the World Cup. And then I think some personal and some, who knows what, won't look into it. Something bad might happen anyway. He had a bit of time off the game.
I think it was doping. It might have been.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah,
Won't go too far into it. But he was away from the game for a while, and then obviously, fell out of the France side and didn't play in 22, where they just fell short. But I think he's back. He's back playing now. I think it might be in the French league. I'm not 100% sure on the team, but he is back around. But yes, he was a genuine superstar.
Yeah, it's real sad to see when there's players like that in the middle of their prime that don't fulfill the end of their career. But I think he's like 33 or something from what I read today. So maybe he's still got a bit left in the tank. Old Paul Pogba. Real rogue sort of left field take there, mate. So
you'd probably know him from FIFA, wouldn't you? That's why he rings a bell.
Absolutely,
he's
mate.
Very high rated on FIFA throughout that time.
That's my Conzi's corner. He'll appear at the next World Cup and he's going to bang a few home for France.
Really? At 33, that would have made you 37.
Yeah. I don't think that one's happening.
Oh, wow.
Who's giving you the odds? Your dad?
Guaranteed gamble responsibly.
No, don't gamble at all. Not on that shit.
So I'm feeling up and about Conzi for Garts Guarantee. Coming off a big win. We're finally in the green. The temptation was there. I was ready to bite off something maybe I couldn't chew, but I've reined it in a little bit. I've cut a few legs off. I've really gone over this one, but we're on an absolute heater. If you've followed me from the start, you've made money. That's what you want to hear on a gambling segment, isn't it?
Oh, shit, yeah.
No promises after this, and as always, gamble responsibly or just don't gamble at all. Nothing wrong with that either. But I tell you what, if you've got a few spare dollars to play with, why not play it with Garts Guarantee? But obviously Murph, mate, he hasn't shown up after losing Murph's multi this week, but he did send in. So if you are a follower of Murph's multi and you do think he's a better gambler than me, which you would be wrong, you can tune into Conzi this week, mate. So what does Murph send in?
Yeah, so I've got the duties of Murph's multi this week, and he's got his beloved Eagles to get the job done over Richmond, but 1-39 that is.
Okay.
And then into we talked about it on Monday's pod.
Okay.
And a bit of negative, a little bit of positive, but Gold Coast, he reckons they're going to beat the D's.
Okay.
The D's.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone Gold Coast.
That's a big leg.
Yeah, well, Petrarca and Lombard and all that. Noah Anderson kicked goal of the year, as he called, goal of the year. So that's enough for him to pick the Suns to beat the D's, who did lose to Geelong.
That's what he's picking his bets off. Who's kicking good goals, I reckon.
So Suns to beat the D's, and then into this one's just a little bit of who knows what. It might not even be worth putting in, but Brisbane to beat the Blues this week. So
yeah, they get that done. Yeah.
That's your Murph's multi this week. So Eagles 1-39, Suns to beat the D's, and Lions to beat the Blues.
Don't mind it. Coming in at $6.50 odds there for the turn. I reckon I can unpack his thinking. So he's got the Eagles to beat Richmond, and that's because I put Hawks in Garts Guarantee last week, back to the own team, and they've won.
Yes,
so he's going to go do the same thing, and I quite like that leg. Now, he's double downing on the Suns eventually swinging the pendulum.
Yeah.
The thing is about pendulums, Conzi, is they can't keep going up. They eventually got to swing back, and the Suns do have to eventually surely get a win.
Ugh.
I don't know if it's against the D's, but the question I want to ask you is Petrarca playing his old team, does he crumble or does he stand up?
True, I did forget about that, yeah.
Revenge game.
Petrarca versus the D's, and there will be quite a lot of booing, I'd imagine, from D's
word.
faithful. Hopefully he's had some good on-track cooking this week on his TikTok to get him up and about for this game.
Nonna's kitchen.
He'd want it, surely you'd want to stand up against your old mob, wouldn't you? And get yourself up for it. But
especially after last week and all the controversy with Lombard, this is the perfect time for Tractor to say, hey, I've still got it.
Yeah.
Put my team that is not performing on my back, get out there, have 30, kick 4, and win your team, get your team over the line.
Yeah.
I think that would be potentially something that's going to happen, and maybe that's what Intern's thinking.
Yes, potentially, but I'd be on the D's. I'll put that out there. I can't see them losing, but hopefully, for Murph's sake, Petrarca and the boys can get it done.
And reading into this as well, he is going to be in the doghouse again because he's bet against his girlfriend's Blues and said they're going to go out and lose. Didn't work for him last week, though, so maybe that's why. Maybe she made him put that one in.
Yeah, well, he's doing a couple of change-ups. He's following you for tipping your mob, and he's going against him. Who knows? Who knows what he's thinking?
Well, I hope he gets up. I've got a good feeling about this week. I think we're both going to get the win. So, into the hot hand of Garts Guarantee, I'm starting in my Hawthorn game, Hawks versus North Melbourne, down in Tassie. Will Day is in magnificent form. He's basically playing 3 quarters and just doing whatever he wants with it. I've got him to get 20.
And he's going to have himself another day, is he?
He'll have himself another day. Yep, nice one there. You were sitting on that one the whole pod, weren't you? Will Day will have himself a day, and what you'll find this week, Conzi, is he won't be laid out. So when Murph last game in Tassie, Murph had him in there, and he was laid out with soreness, but gave him that 1 week rest, and I think that's all it was as a rest. He'll come out flying. Second leg. Another hot hand here, Mateus Philippou. Have you seen his numbers of recent?
I haven't been keeping a bit of a tab on St Kilda, I know.
He's gone back to the Magoos to work it out, get back in the midfield, and they've brought him in, and, mate, he's gone bang, bang, bang. I think last 3 games he's had more than 25 disposals. Oof. 2 games before that, since coming back into the team, he's gone over 20. Great value there for 20 disposals, so we're jumping on that.
So he certainly worked it out in the Magoos then.
He certainly
worked
it out. Another player that didn't quite go to the Magoos, but they were calling for this player at some point halfway through the year when Brisbane weren't going so well to go back to the 2s, but seems to have worked it out as of recently, and that's Jasper Fletcher.
Ooh.
He's going red hot as of recently. Him for 20 disposals, so that's my next leg.
Yeah, I think that's a tick.
Surely. My fourth leg is a guy that's had a bit of a breakout year this season. In 8 of his last 10 games, he's kicked a goal, and he didn't kick a goal last week. So what that tells me is he's due.
Okay, nice.
He's still due. And that is Matty Jefferson from Melbourne.
Ooh.
As we sort of said before, our thoughts are that the D's are going to run all over the sun. So there should be a lot of goals kicked there for Melbourne. He's paying $1.32 as an individual leg, and he'll have no dramas there.
Nice.
Okay, last leg.
We got another leg.
Last leg, mate. 5 legs. Yeah. I've got Isaac Rankin for 25 disposals.
Oh, is that big? Is that high?
It's pretty good value, around $1.63, I think, off the top of the dome there. Reason being, he's playing Essendon.
Helps.
Last 3 rounds, Rankin's had over 30 disposals. Before that, he's gone high 20s on an absolute heater. If he gets through the game, and that's my big is if he gets through the game healthy, because he's obviously had some injuries this season, he will have no dramas. And also my thoughts behind these cons is my usual go-to is to back whoever Essendon are playing. But the odds now are just getting ridiculous. It's not, they're like $1.04 or something like that. So it's not even backable. So I've got Rankin that's going to run all over. Bundle all that together, and it gives us $5.20 odds. So slap your 50 on that. Let's ride the hot hand, and let's see if we can go back to back for Garts Guarantee this week.
I like it, Garts. I don't mind it.
Awesome. Well, that's a wrap for us tonight, Cons. Thanks for coming down and joining us in the studio, mate. Some good chemistry here. I'll tell you what,
don't mind it.
These boys, Adam, better hope his voice comes back soon. Gonna have to keep sipping on those peppermint teas, I reckon.
That's it.
Who have we got in footy this week?
So we've got Hepburn back at home, Gordon. So hopefully we can get the job done in both grades, and hopefully we can get the ball on your boot, Jamo.
That's if I get picked this week, mate.
I'll back you in.
Oh, good old Hepburn. How's the deck looking down at Gordon?
Well, if it's raining, it's crap. If it's not raining, it's crap. So, no, we'll be right. It'll be right. I haven't looked at the weather. Have you looked at the weather?
We're looking all right on Friday. Saturday, not too sure.
No, we'll be right.
Yeah,
we should hold up for us.
Put the long stops in. We'll be right.
That's it. 100%.
Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning into this week's podcast. Make sure you're following us in all the channels and getting around the Instagram. Just hit 10.5 million views in the last 30 days there on the gram. We've been putting in the work. We've got some big things, big plans coming. Make sure you're following Adam's segment on his personal brand as well. He's running an absolute ripper there, giving all the behind the scenes and sort of helping to teach what we're doing. So thanks for listening in, and we'll see you around like a result.
See ya, Rissell.